Give thanks for life and a mighty life given. We give thanks for all good things sent from Zion above. So praise for all his love as we do continue live also on all of our other social media groups. Give thanks definitely once more. As the Honorable was just going through the whole aspect of the minerals that we had gone through previously, and he's just going through a slideshow to bring us in a recapping exactly what we have done previously. So we're going to continue with that, for the next 10 minutes or so, and then we're going to take another shift gear into something else completely. So because we're going to continue with the minerals, recapping on the minerals for the next 10 minutes, and afterwards we're going to go into some key products that definitely the great physician international do have to offer our people, and things that they just need to know about, and things that could actually help to empower them and help to sustain them and give them the life that they actually need. To my Lord, blessed.
We get thanks. So we're gonna go right ahead into the mineral sodium. And sodium, of course, is not just salt, but we need it because it is an essential electrolyte. It regulates fluids and it also regulates the heart, and that deals a lot with our heart function, our heart health. The deficiency, which is hypoatremia, which is actually just the lack of salt in the blood or low amounts of salt within our physical structure. We're able to get sodium, particularly sodium, from pink Himalayan sea salt or natural sea salt. At Livity, we only utilize the sea salt because we understand that it is important that we get our sodium from a whole source. All right, up next, we have the mineral potassium, where we're able to, look right ahead into, another one of the most important electrolytes, in fact, where we have in abundance in our physical structure. It's vital for the muscles, for the heart, for digestion as well. And also, of course, we need it to regulate our allergies. This one actually prevents strokes because it regulates the heart function and it stabilizes the blood pressure. The deficiency is, of course, we have edema, pitting edema, as we've spoken about in previous programs. We have heart problems, which are certainly going to be a variety of them, high blood pressure, nervous disorders, the dry skin, depression, which is a mental disorder, constipation, and high cholesterol. And also, we know that potassium regulates all of these. So certainly, we have a number of benefits coming into the physical structure in terms of the heart and the nervous system. The foods, again, we have apricots, we have herbs, of course, we have avocados, bananas, dates, green leafy vegetables, particularly parsley, zapina. Of course, we have the stinging nettle, the Spanish needle within that, and we have papaya as well as one of the fruits which is rich in potassium. Up next, we have magnesium, where the benefits reside, of course, where it promotes mineral absorption, of course, digestive enzyme activity. It helps with bone formation, the assists in that, and of course, it helps to metabolize carbohydrates. It assists in digestive functions, and of course, it helps to dissolve kidney stones. So, deficiencies of magnesium, the deficiency would indeed lead to a number of nervous issues, but primarily you're gonna have irritability, nervousness, the rapid heartbeat, insomnia, tantrums, which is another sign of nervous degradation. We have fatigue, seizures, and depression. Of course, on foods, we have apricots, once again, avocados, cantaloupe. We have figs, which we utilize quite a lot in our pastries. We have the chickpeas, which we utilize daily at Livity. And of course, it is known to be one of the richest sources of magnesium within the peas. We have sesame seeds and green leafy vegetables. Primarily, we have the zapina, the stinging nettle. In fact, all of the greens that we use are rich in magnesium. Most of the herbs are also rich in magnesium as well. So certainly we're going on to the next, where we have phosphorus, which is another important mineral for our bone structure. It is essential for the bones and the teeth as it forms that calcified structure, biologically calcified, and it is necessary to build the bones as the bones are made up of calcium phosphate, phosphorus, and calcium. It is also vital for the mentality, for cognitive functions, for our nerves, heartbeat, and of course the kidney functions as well. This is necessary because absolutely phosphorus is something that we need in large quantities, and this is because it builds up most of our bone structure, our physical structure. The deficiency would lead to skin problems, nerve and mental problems, anxiety, numbness, trembling, in fact, where we have, a number of nervous issues manifesting as, the outward trembling or numbness, which is the sensation, where we have, the weakness of the bones, weakening of the bones, and poor sexual activity or poor sexual health, because phosphorus is also necessary within the reproductive system. It can be found in a number of fruits. That's why we've generalized also legumes like lentils, yellow split peas. We have nuts and seeds in general, but particularly you could get it from the walnuts, the Brazil nuts, the almonds, which we utilize quite often. Of course, we have amaranth, that's the amaranth green, and the amaranth greens, both of which are going to be rich in phosphorus. We also have the Irish moss, the sea moss, which is known to be a potent source of phosphorus, again aiding in our bone health. A number of herbs, especially from the sea, are going to contain phosphorus, like the kelp as well. We have the chloride, and the benefits again is as an electrolyte. So this is one of the main factors which aids in hydration, also in muscular function, and it functions as an electrolyte. Certainly it forms hydrochloric acid in the stomach, so this has a lot to do with our digestion. So without it, we would have a state of alkalosis, where we have low chloride, low sodium, low hydrochloric acid, and of course where we are not able to balance that within the physical structure. All of this is necessary to maintain homeostasis or balance, especially within the digestive system. And you can gain this from tomatoes, from the sea vegetables like Irish moss, kelp, dulce, wakame, and of course you get it from olives as well. So this is a very important major mineral. We have sulfur as well, and its benefits again are for the skin. Here in St. Lucia we have the natural sulfur springs or sulfur bath, so we know about its benefit for the skin, the nails, and the hair. It also affects our blood. It disinfects our blood, and this actually is indeed its potency as a blood purifier. I'm sure that anybody who's come in contact with something like Feiduva would know that sulfur has a very potent smell, and this in fact allows it to be a great it's a great antiseptic, but it's known for this potent smell. You get that in the gully root, anamu, or Feiduva. It also helps to resist bacteria, meaning that it's antifungal, it's antibacterial, so it's very good for dealing with skin infections or infections in general. And the deficiency in sulfur would lead to skin problems, blemishes, rashes, split ends, and brittle nails. So certainly we're gonna need sulfur, and that's coming from our broccoli. We utilize broccoli particularly on one of our famous dishes, the royal circumference, and that is one of our major dishes at Livity, which is going to bring flavor, not only flavor but certainly minerals as well, that mineral potency. Now it is a cruciferous vegetable. We've generalized once again, so we have cabbage, we have broccoli, we have again the cauliflower, which we serve in our yatis as well. We also have plantain up there, we have the string beans, the celery, and onions. Now we put onions, but it's really spring onions is chive. So we're looking at that variety of foods, that variety of flavor, where you even get that burning sensation. Yeah, that's because of the sulfur in there as well. And certainly a lot of these have come from the African Holistic Health, and this has been a consultant along with our research at Livity, and of course the generalized function which all of our foods serve within our our menu, which is me and you coming together, of course, certainly to give a better and more wholesome feast, where we are really saving lives one feast at a time. So certainly, as I say all the time, love is put into the food. There's always that spirit of love and that energy of love within the kitchen. So this manifests within that wholesome action, whereby we utilize only the foods which are meant to heal us and to build our physical structure. For that reason, most of the foods you've seen up there, whether in detail or in general, are utilized at the restaurant, are utilized at Livity, and are certainly utilized within all of our products, especially those high-grade healing herbs. So give thanks once again, and those are our major minerals. I hope that everybody who's observed this has been able to retain, or to refresh the memory on what we have discussed previously. Give thanks, my Lord.
Come on, give thanks. So what about the trace minerals will be for a different program?
Yes, we're just gonna breeze through them once again, but at the moment, just so that we have this light absorption, we're gonna just go through the major minerals.
Okay, give thanks. Definitely we do give thanks for life and a mighty life giver, and give thanks for this divine moment as we are with you once more in St. Lucia, and we are with you around the world, and we give thanks for all those people who are with us and those people who are always with us. And you see, in life, you have to just, because you see the simple things that might, because when you look at all these minerals that we pointed out, if it is that you don't really understand the physical structure, and you don't understand exactly how food actually affects your physical structure, because food for one supposed to be something that is therapeutic. It has to be health enhancing or life enhancing. It's supposed to be enhancing your life, making your life better, and it's supposed to be therapeutic. That's what the definition of food is. Food is something that is life enhancing and therapeutic. That means that when you consume it, it's going to be enhancing your life, and it's going to be something that's like a therapy. It's going to heal you. It's like a medicine. Something therapeutic to you is a medicine. So your food's supposed to really be your medicine. So when you consume something, or the lack of certain things, will lead to plenty of conditions, plenty of diseases, and it doesn't have anything to do with age or sex or where you come from. It has to do with exactly what are your specific needs, based specifically on your geographic locations. So when you understand that even mineral potassium, when someone has a potassium deficiency, because potassium is so intricately utilized within the whole aspect of muscular contractions, that someone might have heart disease and don't really understand that, look, the problem is, yes, they have heart disease and the heart is enlarged, and then they develop angina and they start to have pain in the chest, and before that they have the heart always racing palpitations, and they feel lightheaded, and all this, they have edema, until it gets to the point whereby they have so much water retention that the whole subcutaneous tissue in the leg is just filled with water. So when you press it down and it displaces, it takes so long to actually come back. They call it pitting edema because it forms pits. So the fact that you are lacking potassium would definitely lead to what we call cardiomegaly, which is an enlarged heart. Cardio, which is heart, megaly meaning huge. So when we understand that, look, that someone with an enlarged heart, right, or palpitations or chest pains, might just be as a result of potassium deficiency. So that person, if you actually give them something rich in potassium, like cayenne pepper, what they call bird pepper, the wild cayenne pepper, the wild bird pepper, extremely rich in potassium, and as everybody knows, bananas rich in potassium, right? So if you actually give them, per se, a pinch of cayenne pepper in a glass of water 2 to 3 times a day, right, and you give them, that the authentic bird pepper, that definitely going to boost up the potassium level to the extent that if they have in palpitations, it will help to decrease the palpitations, right? And since it is that basically you already have the water retention, then you have to look for one of the herbs, what you call a diuretic herb, that is electrolyte sparing, like another potassium rich herb, which is your stinging nettle, right, or your parsley. Any of these things that could actually help to remove the excessive water from the physical structure, but yet still keeping back the essential electrolytes. So it is very important to understand that your food basically is your medicine. The things that you actually consume, based upon the element, because all them things, they are elements, all these things, they are minerals. They make part of what you call your how you call them things in chemistry, your periodic table. All these things, they are right there on the periodic table. They are just elements. All elements are made up of what you call electrons, and they contain protons. Electrons negative charge, protons positive charge, neutrons neutral charge, and all of them have a nucleus that contains the protons and the neutrons. And if you break that down, you still get your quarks and your leptons, and they will call, okay, every element have an atom, right? So that's why they call that physical structure the human anatomy, right? Because you have calcium that contains an atom, you have magnesium that contains an atom, okay, you have hydrogen and you have helium. Hydrogen is H1, helium is H2, right? So when you increase one, hydrogen is H1 because it has one electron in the valence shell, the outer shell, one neutron and one proton within the nucleus. Now if you add one electron, it has two electrons, but it becomes inert. And then you have two protons and two neutrons. So then you have helium, another element, is actually formed, and that's what they call alchemy. Alchemy is you use something to create something else. So if you add electrons to your valence shells and add protons and add neutrons, right, to your nucleus, and you change from one element to a different element. Now, since it is that all of us are made up of atoms, that's the reason they call you the human anatomy. Okay, so understanding that your foods contain elements, contains nutrients, contains these core microscopic, you know, substances that actually make up your physical structure. So if you look at skin, it contains keratin, so it contains the protein, it contains carbon, nitrogen, sulfur, contains all these different things just because it is your skin, your hair, your teeth, contains calcium, phosphorus. I mean, all these things, they are fundamentally elements, right? So it is very important that as a people that we fully understand that the reason why we actually consume food is to replenish our physical structure with these specific elements that make up your so-called food groups, your fats, your proteins, your vital amines, which is basically amino acids, right? And then your minerals, all these things, they specifically are what we refer to as elements. So these elements now, they all of them contains electrons, protons, neutrons, and you could break down the nucleus into smaller groups, right? Because it's just charge. So the electrons contain a negative charge, your protons contain a positive charge, and still you have the balance, which is the neutral, the neutron that definitely doesn't really contain a charge. So then you're talking about all these elements are what you call electromagnetic, because why? You have magnetic forces, you have electrical forces, right? And still you have other types of forces. You have the God force also that keeps things together. But forces, basically, these natural forces, what actually keep things together and make things move within that whole aspect within our physical structure. So understanding the science of things, then we begin to actually analyze foods differently. So when you look at your food and you understand, well, look, you are going to be consuming this, then you question what elements does that food actually contain, right? And then what does these elements actually combine to form? So you got your food groups, and because the whole aspect of the human physical structure is basically consists of organs, right? So your heart is an organ, your kidney is an organ, your liver is an organ, your tongue is an organ, your eyes is an organ, your ear is an organ, the penis, the vagina, all these things are organ, uterus, your ovaries, all these things are organs, fallopian tube, all these things are basically organs made up of particular tissue, and every tissue actually specifically is made up of particular cells, and every single cell is made up of proteins, yes, and they call it organic chemistry, because it's organic chemistry comes from the whole aspect of carbon, which is when you talk about organic chemistry, you're talking about carbon, number one, and hydrogen, and everything else, nitrogen, phosphorus, and all them different things. Specifically, organic chemistry is carbon chemistry. So when you really begin to understand your physical structure, what it is made up of, and they say, I mean, you could go into all type of things, but when you understand fully your physical structure and what it is made up of, then you begin to actually have that greater appreciation, loving of it, and you understand what are the effects and the significance of consuming particular types of foods and when you're supposed to actually consume them. Why? Because of how your physical structure is actually made up. That's why we say, well, you are an organic person, or an organism, principally coming from the realms of organic chemistry. That is what you call carbon chemistry. So we do give thanks for life and the mighty life given, and we give thanks for all good things around us are definitely sent from China above. And we praise for his divine love and his sincere love and his heartfelt love. Jah Rastafari. So as we move on specifically, right, we're going to open up the lines right now. What time you have there, Honorable?
Right now we're going up to the hour of 9:30. It's 9:28 right now.
9:28. So it's 9:28. So we are just in time for an intercession, and afterwards, when you come again, we're going to open up the lines. And while we open up the lines for your questions, we are going to be going through a key product. We're going to be going through a product that is specifically for the man called Prosperity, and then we're going to go for another product called the Answer, which is basically to help to balance the human and also help to boost up the immune system. When we come again, we are going to focus on these two products specifically by the great physician international. Blessed bless you, thanks. Definitely YouTube, we are on a pause there on television, so because we're going to pause it first. After the ads, we're going to come back again live. So,
Yes, sir.
didn't go play what other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know they started.
No, I mean for the first commercial.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. Livity.
What causes hernias, particularly in the stomach area? A weakening of your sphincter muscles, and it could also be caused by what you call varicose veins, right? And also agitation by too much acid within that whole aspect. I'm just answering a question on the chat while we're waiting to resume live. So the hernias, take time to chew your food specifically. Don't eat and then go and sleep. Make sure you rest yourself properly. Stand up straight. Give yourself a couple of hours before you go and rest yourself. Right? Basically. So if you have any more questions, YouTube, you would ask it now as we are in the intercession before we go on live on television again, and then return live on YouTube. Questions? Any recommendations to treat rosacea? Do you know what that is, Honorable?
No, I don't.
Don't know what that is? Yes, of course, definitely. What we'd have to do, we'd have to, blessed love, what can be used to improve the, okay, all right, to improve the eyesight and help cataracts. Yes, last ad. Okay, yes, give thanks. Yeah, basically, you have any process that you are treating, you have to start with detoxification and cleansing. Right, we're going live right now. When you come again, we're going to continue. We're going live on TV. Just give us a moment. Yes, we do give thanks for life and a mighty life given. We give thanks for all, this divine love and, all everything's happening. Give thanks again as we live again on television. As you know, we are simultaneously live streaming on Facebook and doing and live streaming on YouTube and also live on television in St. Lucia. So definitely you could look at it, HTS television, Helen Television's Facebook page, and you could actually get the live stream also. Yes, we have retreats coming up after June, so you could just check us on that. Yes, those want to connect with us via the wellness, definitely you could contact us via our website prescalash.com, or also you could definitely just WhatsApp us at 1-758-722-3660. That is 1-758-722-3660. Our lines for questions are open up in studio, so those people who want to actually call in studio, definitely they could actually give us a call and move forward from there. So that's 1-758-452-2693. That's 1-758-452-2693 internationally. Definitely those who want to question us, they could give us a call specifically. As we're speaking of the whole aspect of the prosperity, because a lot of men complain of that incapacity to actually just be a man and just to be able to maintain an erection, to be able to urinate properly, or they have to get up every night 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. It is 1-758-452-2693. That's 1-758-452-2693. That's our international number that goes directly to the studios. That's not my personal number. That goes directly to the studios of the television station. Yes, You could call it. Yeah, that is 2693. Yes, that is it. 2693. 1758-452-2693. That's the number. Blessed love. Yes, make a sunshine. Give thanks. So definitely, so the prosperity is a product that's designed to actually nourish and strengthen the prostate. And the prosperity is a product, it's a tincture that is actually made from our own divine processes, whereby we get roots that are harvested specifically on the new moon. And the new moon, because that's a dark phase of the moon, whereby all the essence of the roots of the herb is actually right there in the roots of the herb. So everything is buried down deep within the roots of the herb. So these herbs that would be harvested on what you call a dark, which is the day before the new moon, the dark day. And then you actually utilize the roots. Like, so you're talking about the roots like your nuni roots, your gully root, which is basically the anamu, or what you call the feidu. You have a call?
Yes.
Yes, caller, blessed. Go ahead.
You talk about the calcium. The calcium, it causes your teeth get weak and it causes your bones also get weak.
Well, no, you see, there is something called too much excess. There's something called excessive calcium, because calcium is used to make things rigid, right? If you have excessive calcium, right, and you don't have enough fiber, that you don't have that balance within your bone structure, because your bones get very, very, very brittle because it doesn't have enough of fiber, or you understand. But your physical structure has its way of balancing that. So the same way, if you have too much calcium in your bone, your thyroid gland will produce a substance called calcitriol that will actually break down the bone and reabsorb the excessive calcium from the bone and put it into your bloodstream, right? So it's not calcium. Excess of anything can lead to problem. So it's not like if you take too much of calcium, your body has its own divine mechanism to actually take care of calcium levels. So if the blood has too much calcium, then a particular enzyme, hormone called calcitonin, is secreted for your same thyroid gland, and the excessive calcium from the bloodstream is actually utilized, right, within your bone. Because remember, your bone is alive. Your bones have particular cells called osteocytes and osteoblasts, right? So it balances itself. Okay.
So let me tell you, as I am, sometimes I just, and I eat my food, and I'm feeling it good. I'm all in my day, and I'm feeling it good inside of me.
You're very unclear. Your question, I'm not hearing you clearly, and you muffled. So if you could just take the phone a bit further and speak a bit clearer. I hardly hear anything you said. Sorry, brother. I'm very muffled. Yeah, very muffled. 1-758-452-2693, the number to call, definitely. Because the brother was talking about, for those people on YouTube, definitely, the brother was talking about the whole aspect of excessive calcium, giving you problems when it comes to the whole aspect of brittle bones and teeth, as we say. Yes, excess of anything. That's drinking cow's milk, which is inorganic and synthetic calcium. So definitely just take your time and live good, and definitely you will be good. So the prosperity, then, I'm going to answer your questions on YouTube just now. But the prosperity contains the gully root, contains nettle root, contains coconut root, contains the male papaya root, contains the nuni root, contains the calcan root, contains the guabade root, contains plenty roots. The Spanish needle roots is just roots and backs. Also the soursop root, the soursop back, the cashew root, the cashew back contains all these different backs. Because when you say, when the ancients and the elders tell you, well, they want to improve a man's sexual prowess, or to make him more potent, or to nourish his prostate, they'll say they're giving him more back, right? So backs and roots specifically are what is utilized to nourish the sexual organs of the man, and also to help to fortify his prostate, right? Because rich in zinc, right? To help to fortify the prostate and help to regulate his urination. And because the roots are in the earth, the roots are literally filled with minerals. So access to these roots, access to your minerals, access to proper functioning as a man. Yes, caller, blessed. Yes, honorable. Your television is too loud. Bring down the volume because you're getting a feedback in the line. I think we'll have to cut it off. Yeah, your TV is too loud. Yeah, your TV is too loud. Your TV is too loud, my brother. Yes. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, all right, for the rosemary and thing and them herbs. All right, give thanks, man. Love, man, give thanks. Love, blessed love. That's my brethren there from Durban that's going to be provided with plenty of herbs. Give thanks, my brother. You can't do my meditation sometimes this strong, but I know well the herbs will take time to grow. So I will, whenever you call me, I'll come for them. 1-758-452-2693. But when you call the line, just keep the television volume a bit low and listen in the telephone because you get lots of vibrational frequencies coming, reverb they call it, and it's not nice at all. All right, so definitely that the prosperity goes through a new moon cycle, 21 days in the darkness, then comes out and then goes through another 21-day process, right, whereby and then resurrects again, and then we bottle it, you know, to help the man that have prostatic problems, if it is that you have excessive urination or you cannot urinate a lot, right? So what happens specifically, the prosperity helps to balance off the hormones of the man also and nourish the prostate. The healthier your prostate is, the more testosterone that you could actually produce. The more testosterone you could produce, the less of your hair gets bald, the better it is that you get an erection. You know, it's better for you all how, because the testosterone is what testosterone, pardon me, I'm not English, right? They created this stuff. I mean, I'm sure our ancient language does not call it that at all. You know, this have been forced upon me. Testosterone. Okay, all right. This what they call steroidal hormone is what is responsible specifically to assist in the dilatation of the arteries of the penis, right? To fill the caverns of the penis with blood specifically, and also the increased production of nitric oxide that actually helps to dilate the tissues also, and you have that locking of these arteries, preventing blood flow from coming out of the penis and filling up the caverns and the spongy tissue of the penis to actually cause a potent erection. So when you have the balancing and the nurturing of your prostate, specifically, you would have an improved function of your erection, and also prevents overworking of the prostate, because the prostate gland does get swollen or inflamed just because sometimes you have what you call a zinc deficiency. So the same way your thyroid gland gets swollen, or what you call goiter, just because of an iodine deficiency. So your thyroid gland has to actually work on a shortage of iodine, so it gets swollen, so it gets enlarged. You have what you call goiter. So the same way, a deficiency of zinc within the whole prostate region would have a very horrible effect upon the prostate, leading to an enlarging of the prostate just because of a zinc deficiency. So nourishing your physical structure with zinc-rich foods would actually help the prostate to actually function properly. And when it comes to fertility as a man, zinc levels actually help in what you call spermatogenesis, the production of sperm, and also the maturity of your sperms to have good sperm quality. Yes, caller, blessed love.
Hello?
Yes, hell is low. Yes, blessed. Give thanks.
Yes, give thanks, and I'm enjoying the show, and it's very empowering and educating. So
Give thanks.
continue the great work that you guys are doing.
Give thanks.
And my question is, do you guys sell the different herbs and plants? I know you have the herbal manual, which I'm going to purchase, but like for example, if I want the stinging nettle, if I want to plant that my home and sell it, you guys sell it at your restaurant?
Yeah, what you have to do if you want like the plants, the stinging, which is always a wise thing to do. See, everyone's supposed to have the Sime Contour, Zeb Chapatier, Japana, Patchouli, your stinging nettle, right? Also your basils. These plants there are very, 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 very important, right? And your feuille du vent, these things there. If you order it and your vin to have a nice vine tree growing in your backyard, you don't have to come and buy things all the time. You could pass in your backyard, say a prayer, pick your 21 leaves, your 7 leaf, your 9 leaf, and make a cup of tea for yourself. So if you make an order for it, definitely we could provide that to you, okay?
Oh, okay. I should order it today.
Yes, order it with us. We're not guys. Guys will always be guys. You know what guy?
Okay.
Give thanks. Love, love. Give thanks, love, bless her. So definitely, if you want the plans, you could actually prepare them for you, and then you could actually get them, right? So the prosperity is designed principally to nourish the prostate of the man and to make the man a better man. That's why it also contains your man, better man. That herb, specifically for those of you in St. Lucia, you know you could just pick it up at Livity Foods, in Castries, or also in Rodney Bay, Redwy, right next to Volney gas station. And if you're a man, you don't have to wait to get sick to drink your prosperity. Prosperity is something you're supposed to be drinking daily, as long as you could afford it. It's like something, you don't wait to get sick to actually take care of yourself. Our ancestors never waited to get sick to start to take herbal medicine. They drank their herbal teas every single day. Yes, caller, blessed.
Blessed Lord.
Yes, blessed Lord.
Give thanks.
I wanted to know, I've been suffering from acid reflux.
Uh-huh.
And I think I have an ulcer because everything I eat and when it goes down, I actually feel the burning sensation.
Uh-huh.
What do you think for that, or is it a long process of curing and stuff like that?
Well, I mean, gastric problems. Anytime I'm for our YouTube listener, the caller actually ask a question, because you know we're live on TV and on YouTube. So the TV caller just ask a question about what can you do for acid reflux and burning in the stomach. Now, we must firstly understand that burning in the stomach and stomach problem or gastric problem is 70% linked to your emotional state, right? So that means that just like if you're going to go in front of a huge crowd to speak, then they say you have butterflies in your stomach. So you feel like some people even have diarrhea before an exam, right? Why? Just because of how your gastric system, which is controlled by your enteric nervous system, is intricately connected to your emotions, right? So it is very important that if you have stomach problems, balance yourself, right? Which is emotional state. Okay, so stop stressing, stop fussing, stop looking for all these issues. Is it a new caller or that's the same caller on the line?
Yeah, because I mean, I used to work in a hotel,
Uh-huh.
and it used to take a while before I eat. Sometimes I wanted to actually finish my work before I go and eat. And when I eat, after I eat, I feel that burning sensation, and it has been more than like 15 years now.
Yeah, all right. So number one, be happy and stop fussing and getting upset for nothing at all. Okay, be happy. Number two, every 2 hours, drink a cup of patchouli. Get the herb patchouli.
Actually,
Yeah, patchouli. So you get patchouli, you get a flask, right? And then you put up, you fill it up with leaves. So that's be very concentrated, and then you pour hot water inside. And every 2 hours, you drink a cup of the patchouli for 7 consecutive days. It will allow your stomach that time to actually heal. All right, and then even after that, try to maintain a cycle of eating. So you don't wait until everything is done. If you feasty and thing, you go sit down and take a. And when you eat, you just sit down and eat. You don't eat and drink at the same time. And take your time to chew your food. Right? Don't give your stomach excessive work. Take your time, chew your food thoroughly, mix it in the saliva, make it from the bolus, and then you swallow. Take your time. And don't be upset. Too much upset, vexation of spirit, definitely also leads to bad stomach. Okay, so patchouli tea, basil tea, ginger tea, chamomile tea, all these things are excellent for acid stomach. All right?
yeah, no problem. Thank you.
You're welcome, my brother. Give thanks. All right, North Carolina GEO watch. Okay, all right, I missed that. Let's say North Carolina GEO watch. Powerlessness, street lights, smart meters, anything that gives of EMF will cause wrinkles and black circles. Give thanks. Blessed Lord, thank you for the stream. I can call in, but what is the cause and cure for dark circle underneath the eyes? I have had it for over 20 years. As the brother said, as North Carolina Geo Watch said, I mean, definitely you could add that to your list, but also tiredness, lack of rest, you know, also deficiencies, particular vitamin deficiencies and mineral deficiencies, right? Specifically, try to get a whole food like your sea moss. Drink sea moss every single day. And also what you do, you could do a nice poultice with some charcoal specifically. You know, you could just pound some charcoal, pound some turmeric, mix it up together, some castor oil, and do a nice poultice for underneath the eye, help to draw out excessive toxins. Also blood, right? Blood are very important to have clean and functioning blood that circulates the physical structure. Japana carpenter bush helps the blood to move through very nicely. So before we cut 451-1758-4522-693, definitely the number to call international is 1-758-452-2693. That's the number to call specifically. Also, we're talking about the answer to the prosperity for the man, and the answer basically is one of the key products that comes together with the female package. We always put it into the female package for the woman. Why? Because it actually helps to regulate the blood flow, right? Prevents that excessive bleeding. Also helps to shrink fibroids and cysts within the womb of the woman and within the ovaries of the woman specifically, right? So we do give thanks for that. Thanks for your answer. Yes, you're welcome. Grande hermano grande, right? It is very important that the woman, you utilize specific herbs. So the answer contains your it contains your roots, your backs, your leaves of the soursop. So you have soursop leaf, soursop root, soursop bark, specifically very instrumental in answer. Then you're talking about your hemp root, hemp seeds, hemp bark, hemp leaves, hemp flowers, definitely also instrumental. Contains vervine roots, vervine bark, and vervine leaves, and vervine flowers. Also, this is very, very important. Also, you have, apart from that, you have periwinkle root, periwinkle leaf, periwinkle bark, in combination with these alkaline forming herbs to help to actually stop the bleeding, because periwinkle is a very potent astringent herb. If you have excessive hemorrhaging when you're menstruating, definitely you could utilize that. Now, I know some of the alkaline people will burn down the periwinkle, but I know women who've been hemorrhaging for years, and everything they cannot stop. And definitely the periwinkle extract, very effective, to actually help to stop that. Okay, so we have Mule. Give thanks, thank you for this live video. I have a question. What can you advise for piliasis in the scalp? I was told I will have to cut it out from my scalp. See, definitely you have to hydrate your physical structure. A cyst basically is a fluid filled mass. Okay, some of them contains hair, some of them contains all different types. So some cysts contain all type of things, from teeth and hair and all kind of things. Right, bone, all kind of thing, based upon the type of cyst that you have specifically. But what you're talking about is what we utilize for this is, firstly you have to get the free up laxative, which is to clean the colon, free up detox, cleanse out the blood, and also you need to alkalize your physical structure with a product we have called the Pure Green. And then what you do, you pound. It's very simple poultice, right? You pound turmeric, the turmeric root itself. You pound in some rock salt. You pound in some castor. You pound in castor. You add the castor oil also, and also you add activated charcoal. You put a little bit of flour to actually bind, and then you heat it up, because that's the cat. You warm it up and you apply it to the affected area every night for 7 consecutive nights. That you could actually utilize to assist you. All right. So, have a call? Yes, caller, blessed. Yes, caller, blessed.
Good evening.
Yes, my sister, bless.
Can you give me something for asthma and diabetes, please?
Well, asthma and diabetes, they are both what you call lifestyle diseases. It's not really something I could just say, I'll give you something for asthma or give you something for diabetes. No. Diabetes is a lifestyle disease. If you're diabetic, number one, you have to abstain from the carbohydrates, the starchy foods, the rice, the flour, the dashing, the yam, all the starchy foods. You have to abstain from that. The Irish potato, all them things, you abstain from these things there. And then you begin to put more whole foods in your physical structure. So more you have your macambu, right? If you're using green figs, use it with the skin on, right? The zepina, right? A lot of I'm talking about that's our indigenous foods, and I'm telling you that you could actually utilize, right? Foods that grow here specifically in Saint Lucia. Okay, so then you utilize these things there with plenty of your greens, okay, like your Zebak West. That's very effective. Then you could use what you call your gully root or your anamu or what they call the feuille d'ouvement, very rich in sulfur, because you have to boost up the sulfur content to help to activate what your insulin molecules, because the insulin molecules are activated by disulfide bonds. When you have sulfide bonds, bringing these insulin molecules together. So high sulfur food, sister, that's very effective. Asthma, you have to go with marijuana. Marijuana would be what that could help you.
I take marijuana already, but it didn't do nothing for me.
Take a police come and look for you, huh? Alright, it's saying you take marijuana and nothing for you.
I take it already.
Okay, alright. But the best way to eat that marijuana as a green juice, you blend it, you strain it, you drink it. The buds, the seeds, and everything together, you blend, you strain, and you drink. Stop cow's milk, stop fried food, stop the bread, right? Stop cheese, stop yogurt, or you stop it, right? And make sure that your area is mold free and you keep a nice and clean area. But the cannabis, the best way to use it is specifically blend it, strain it, and drink it. Buds, seeds, and leaves. Also, try what you call your leaf of life. The leaf of life, which is very, if you pound the leaf of life, you squeeze the juice, and you take 3 tablespoons every 3 hours.
What's leaf of life?
Leaf of life, what they call catalysm.
Oh, catalysm, yeah, I have that.
Okay? You could use that also. All right?
Oh, okay.
All right. Give
Thank
thanks.
you.
All right. Give thanks. Okay. YouTube. Can a thorn meniscus be cured without operation? Definitely, you would need to get lots of chalice water to put in the ice, get the cannabis oil, also get the hemp syrup, and that could actually help you. You'd have to give you an eye drop, Maria, to actually take care of that specifically. I'm from Mulashik. Okay, thank you for this helpful remedy. I'm from St. Lucia, but living in North Carolina. Oh, give thanks, Honorable. I'm very happy that we could have assisted you. You have a call on the telephone?
Yes, we do.
Yes, caller, blessed.
Bless the Lord.
Okay.
Yes, my brother.
What can you use for dizziness?
Well, if you're dizzy, for dizziness might just, you see, when your body get dizzy, it's because enough oxygen is not coming to the head, so your body, your physical structure, because you're upright, okay, and your heart have to pump the blood up, right? If you're dizzy, sometimes not enough blood gets to the head, right? So sometimes your body get you dizzy, so you could sit down, or you faint, you fall, so blood just flows directly to the head. So most times dizziness comes from lack of iron. All right, so you have to boost up your iron levels. So you're looking at iron. So you got Zepina, very good. Verven, very rich in iron. St. John's Bush, very rich in iron. You just take the green banana, just cut it with the skin on, soak it in water. But I'm not talking about the green banana that from the plantation where them man does export, because them green bananas that just pass fungicide and thing on it. I'm talking about your own banana tree or your macambo. You chop it fine with the skin on and soak it in water and drink the water. The water is extremely rich in iron. All right?
Okay.
Yeah, my brother. Blessed. Give thanks. Also, pulse circulation, Japana, carpenter bush, all these different things that you could actually utilize for that. 1758-452-2693. Give thanks. Can breadfruit leaf heal high blood pressure? Well, the breadfruit leaf is very good for high blood pressure, but the yellow breadfruit leaf, just as it falls from the tree, that's the one you have to utilize. They have bureau banana at the Asian market. Yeah, that's what they call the macambu. Okay, that's our ancient banana. You see, when you're in the forest, the macambu tree never died. All other trees die, but the macambu plant, tapacambo, that doesn't die at all. Okay, all right. So we give thanks. So any other question? Yeah, the caller? No?
Yes, we do.
Yes, caller. Blessed. Give thanks.
I want to know what to use when your hand is cramping.
Well,
Cramping.
cramping, magnesium, potassium, calcium deficiency. So you're talking about CMOS, talk about Zepina, talk about stinging nettle, and you could also massage it with warm castor oil and cayenne pepper powder to improve the circulation. Warm castor oil and cayenne pepper powder for the cramping. Okay, but boost up your iron levels. All right?
Okay.
All right. Give thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Give thanks. Blessings. What time you have, Honorable?
Okay, well, right now we're down to our last 2 minutes.
We are down to our final 2 minutes. Those people on YouTube, any more questions, Facebook, I can't really see the booked faces right now, but I mean later on we could always respond to you. Final call? Okay, no. All right, so definitely our time is up tonight, and give thanks for all those of you who were with us specifically, live through Facebook, those live through YouTube, those live through HTS Television St. Lucia. Definitely we do give thanks for life and the mighty that when this divine opportunity. Remember, our two products we featured today was basically the prosperity and the answer. The prosperity, if you are out of St. Lucia, you go online, prescalash.com, and definitely you could order that. St. Lucia, Livity Foods, Radio Livity Foods, that's Rodney there, and also Livity Foods on Jerome Street. Definitely, we do give thanks for this divine moment. Give thanks for all those people who call, all those who were live with us on YouTube, on Facebook. Definitely remember, Livity is on Jerome Street. For information, prescalash.com. Also, 1758-722-3660. That's 1758-722-3660. Those of you who need to WhatsApp us to ask any further questions. We do give thanks for life and a mighty life giver. Give thanks for this divine opportunity. The Almighty God bless and keep you and make His holy face shine upon your holy face, my Lord. Any words for the people?
Well, certainly, give thanks for life and certainly move forward into this holistic health with an idea of openness, with love, and of love to yourself, because the highest form of gratitude of love is self-love. That's why we honor the Creator first and foremost, and be sure to come visit us where we can all contribute to that, and we can feast in a loving and wholesome environment. Blessed love.
Give thanks, and Prophet Edison, give thanks. Will you let us know when the class is, when this area retreats after June? Of course, we'll let you know what times, because we have many that coming up. And also, Mon Kailash Rejuvenation Center is also available for you to come in. You don't have to wait for the retreats. You would come on your own, do 7 days, 21 days, 14 days program. You have to visit